There's Rocksteady, your boy. King of the Pit TV signing in. We're going to continue on listening through this record, the UK subs. This one's entitled Tomorrow's Girls, alright? Another, well, as I was going to say, another female orientated song. I was also listening to The Descendants alongside this one, so I've obviously got the two confused. Not as fuck it. Let's move on, people. Tomorrow's Girls. Don't have me blag your head. Come on. One moment. I'm not even playing it from the right place, people. What a shambles we're getting off to this listen. Let's go. Up the punks. So my question is, right, they had a couple of singles that actually got radio attention and relative mainstream attention. And then from there, they didn't. I think the Wikipedia page says from like 1980s, they didn't receive any of the same response. So obviously that's less so of a marketing thing and more so of an industry thing. So given they put out so many records, my question is, what did this band do to cut off the connection with the industry which they initially had? Because you would think with the amount of records they had later on down the line, post their initial, mainstream success, they would have one or two numbers which would, come to the forefront, because they've already showcased that capability of being able to do so. Does anybody know? I don't know what's happened here. You'll just have to hold on with me for one moment. I'm going to try to do a little bit of uploading just as I'm listening through to this record. I'm just fiddling around at the moment, get some stuff on YouTube via the old phone. I'm going to establish a YouTube channel where I do a review as opposed to a reaction. So after I've listened to the record, I'll give about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes even, just talking on my opinion from the entirety of the record and my perspective on what's left over in my mind. But this is Tomorrow's Girls, come on. Let me tell you something. We haven't got the full artwork on the screen. Obviously, this is a revisit. This is the cover to a compilation, it seems, that includes Another Kind of Blues. I understand that the is congruent with the title of the record. The colour scheme is blue, but it makes me feel quite uncomfortable. Maybe it's the darker shade than the purple that we've got implemented on this revisit to the artwork on the compilation side of things. The colour scheme makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And that might sound ridiculous, but there's a lot of power in the colour and the psychology you provoke through utilising certain colours in the artwork and so forth. And a lot of bands don't consider that. Obviously, this is congruent with the title of the record, but I don't like to just stare into this void of mysterious purple for the most part. I mean, maybe if it was the original cover full screen, then I'd probably be a little more comfortable within it. Yeah, that does sound ridiculous, people, but that's the way it is. You know what I mean? I'm sensitive to them sort of things. Come on. Here we go. Tomorrow's girl. It'd be a good call and response to have on this part of the song, but leaving the gap there still works because you can mirror it in your head in that gap. You know what I mean? The Beatles did that, as opposed to having the actual response where they could have had one. They just left the gap. You know what I mean? So the lyric was more impactful, concentrated, and tasteful, and you yourself could engage with the song through your own means, through just filling in the gaps. That was good. Yeah, that was a good tune. There was some interesting guitar parts on that. I mean, this is punk. Vocally, instrumentally, we have a lot of rock and roll in here. Killer coming up next, 1 minute 30, quite a brief one.